You're watching us here on Mad About Markets, a futuristic introduction to the grain of the past itself. The millets that we're talking about, Ritu, there are a lot of opportunities, but there are some challenges as well.
There always are, and we talk about both. You start with the yeas.
The opportunity, the biggest one is, of course, the fact that you can't deny the nutritional and health benefits that millets provide.
But the limited awareness about millet products itself is a big hindrance.
But the government is behind it, it's supporting it, putting monies behind research and development.
But there's inconsistent infrastructure. That's one of the big hurdles for the industry to really overcome.
If that fixes, then not only do we have a captive domestic market, but also huge export potential.
But there's undeniable competition from other more popular grains like rice and wheat, and that's hard to overcome.
Think of a bajra pulao as against a basmati one. But, I take your point. Value-added products in millets, there is a huge opportunity there. I mean, what if you add some millets in your regular food?
Sure, there's opportunity, but there's varied quality standards, and that's something that needs to be more streamlined.
I hope that is, because these boys are rather strong. They grow in arid regions, drought-prone regions, and they're drought-proof.
Well, we need more products, more experimentation. There's limited all of that as of now. So that's why there's some challenges that still have to be overcome.
Well, so let's talk about these challenges that the companies are facing as well. There is a fair amount of opportunity, Raju, but what are the biggest challenges that millet product companies like you face?
We have to regulate this, the pricing market, especially on the millet side, so that, the overall, the FMCG companies that are aiming to sell to the masses, have better control. So that is very, very critical to have a regulatory on the prices as well. So it cannot grow from 20 rupee to 50 rupee price points as the demand is growing higher. And also supply from the back end supply also, the farmers have to be more aware, and there are some technologies that are to be given to the farmers so that the yield is going to be more, because the yield also historically is not that high for the millets. So there are some specialized grains that are to be given to the farmers as well. So the yield is higher. So this is how we have to really look at, hand in hand, how the growth has to happen.
Well, hold on, gentlemen, because earlier we also spoke to S. Shivakumar, who is the agriculture head of ITC, who said that value-added consumption of millets is yet to happen.
Between the potential that exists for millets and the current reality of what is really getting done as a smart consumption from a consumer health perspective, there is still a gap. Yeah. While we do have a fairly significant production of millets, a large part of consumption still happens without necessarily all those kind of magic around millets in terms of why it is being consumed. That value-added consumption is something that must happen, because people need to understand what are the recipes, what are the cooking kind of differences for millets compared to the grains that one is used to. So from a recipe creation, recipe development, to creating food products that suit every occasion, and ensuring that the farmer actually produces that kind of quality millets, a synchronized effort has to happen, and then one will get to that potential in the medium to long run.
Well, Prashant, we talk about millets being difficult to process. How do we make it ready for all the popular categories where millets are now being used as substitutes for, say, something like wheat and rice?
So two parts to this question, I think, Mangalam. One is the processing and the second is the consumer. So I will look at them in two buckets. The great part about millets for the consumer is it's just phenomenally good for you. When we talk about also the phenomenally good for you, it doesn't really have a lot of the nasties. It's pretty much gluten-free. Now, obviously, as that is some benefits that are there from a consumer's lens, the piece that becomes difficult from a processing is food processing is not known how to do things without maida, right? And I think that's a very, very core pillar at Soulfull. And so what we have actually brought in to the place is immense amount of technology, built machines around millets, ensure that we have brought our engineering might to the forefront to really bring the goodness of millets and not skin out the goodness of millets while we process food. Is it difficult? Yes. Is it impossible? No. I think it's just about the sheer dedication that we have towards bringing the goodness of millets to consumers. The second part is on the consumers. Is it difficult to consume? I think if brought together well, as we have done in the entire product range. And there are also a lot of other brands that are doing millet-based products. If we bring them together in a form that's convenient and relevant to consumers, I don't see the challenge.
Well, as always, it is now time for the bigger question. Are millets the food of the future, or are millets the future of food as well? Well, I mean, we will get, both Raju and Prashant's views on this. Prashant, go ahead.
I think you'll hear some great news from us soon on what we're doing outside of India. I think the demand is there. We will have to be at it. There will be some significant investments. Do they have the connection to millets as India has from a ragi, jowar, bajra? Not as much. But do they have a relatability from a quinoa per se? They've seen quinoa. They've brought in quinoa into their lives. And I think that provides millets the door. And given the sheer fact of the sustainability piece of millets, I think we have a very, very strong story. Like I said, it's not a one-year phenomena. It's going to be about staying dedicated, staying focused to the cause.
I'll tell you just a very basic example which has been known, but I wanted to tell this very important fact. So for a kg of rice to be produced, nearly 4,000 liters of water is required. So for a millet, alternative millet, which is highly nutritious than the rice, about 850 liters of water to be used. So which essentially mean it is absolutely good for earth. So True Good, for example, in the last 3 years, we're able to save 25 billion liters of water because of the high procurement of millet. So that speak huge volumes about how it is so critical for the earth. And also this is weather resilient. This crop is weather resilient. It also can grow in the drylands as well. So as more millets are coming in, there is that much greatness for the earth as well. So the millets definitely are going to dominate the market. They're not going to be any longer step grains. So millet definitely is going to get into the mainstream in the next coming years.
Well, let's also put this question to Devendra of Samyog Health Food is still with us. Devendra, so the bigger question to you as well. Do you think millets are going to be the food of the future? Putting everything together then?
I definitely think millets will be
Why?
the food of the future. Yes. Couldn't wait for me to finish. So basically they have some serious health benefits compared to other cereals.
Sure.
So if we can get foods that have these health benefits, it'll help make a healthier India, which is something that everybody wants today. Everybody's looking to be healthier. Everyone's looking to eat healthier.
Yeah.
And millets are a good way of getting India to do that. Also, from a supply chain perspective, they grow in semi-arid and arid regions, which also helps the farmers.
Yeah.
So, but it's not as
straightforward
as it looks, right? You can't have millet cakes, or the processed industry or the processed food industry is very used to using rice, maize and wheat. How do you change all of that to make millets the food of the future? I mean, it's easy to talk.
Yeah, so that's where the innovation lies, right? So that's what we're working on, where we work to improve the processing capabilities of the food so that we can make products with the millets and new age ingredients that are healthier for people.
Wonderful. Let's hope that there is a healthier future for all of us and which is affordable and tasty. That would really be it, Ritu.
That would be it. On that note, we're going to thank all of our guests. Devendra, thank you for being here on Mad About Markets, and
Thanks
also
for having me.
Thanks for being here. And Prashant and Raju, to you guys as well for joining in here with your thoughts. On that note, we're going to wrap up this discussion. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you same time next week.